talking about Ginebra, they still have the championship experience. They have the talent to do so. They still have Stanley Pringle, C-Stan down low. They have L.A. Tenorio, the veterans, and Joe Devan. So I think, they still have the capabilities to really be a contender in the next conference, especially with C-Stan really trying to get the system better since it's his second conference now with them.
Absolutely. And, on that note, I'm just going to give you a name and then I'm going to let you talk about it. Justin Brownlee, go.
All right, what can you not say about Justin Brownlee, right? He's a game changer for Ginebra. I'm sure a lot of Filipino fans are actually waiting for, the first game of Justin Brownlee. A lot of Ginebra fans are waiting for that. The question is he going to be, in game shape after, 2-3 years of not playing here in the Philippines? But, Justin Brownlee, he can score in all ways, in all levels. From the inside, he can, lay up, he can drive that basketball, he can post up smaller defenders and shoot from the outside. So I think, Justin Brownlee will be a game changer for this Ginebra team.
Absolutely.
I mean, when is he not a game changer? Really?
Yep.
Now let's move on to Northport. A lot of people are excited for this team, especially because of the newest addition to the roster, the veteran Irwin Santos. What can he bring to this team?
Well, Irwin Santos at 40, he would still put up numbers for when he was still in San Miguel last conference. He would still make game winners for them. He would still block. He would still play defense. And the thing with Irwin Santos, he has the leadership, he has the championship experience that he can impart to all the younger players of this Northport team. And to add to that, Irwin Santos is always in shape. He does a great job of taking care of his body and just being ready for all the games in the PBA.
Import of the Northport Batang Piers, Cameron Forte, a 6'7", naturalized Jordanian, played in the ABL as well as NCAA Division 1. But then when you look at this entire roster, you also have to take a look at the improved play of Bolik. You have to look at Jamie Malonzo. You have to take a look at how Slaughter can fit in even better right now. You look at the tools that they have. Do you feel that maybe they underachieved in the All-Filipino Conference and moving here with reinforcements and more size, arguably? They could be a team that's a potential dark horse in this conference.
Well, you're correct, Pao. These three players really played well in the last conference. Talking about Robert Bolik, we work out in the same gym. He actually, put the bet on me that they were gonna make it to the semifinals. If not, he's gonna treat me
Bolik,
and his trainer,
in
a nice dinner with us.
Okay.
But he's that confident that they're gonna make it to the semifinals, and I put it in the public. But talking about the other two guys, Jamie Malonzo played well as a rookie for Northport, and when you talk about Greg Slaughter, he's a dominant player inside the paint, and he's also a game changer for this Northport team.
Now, lastly, let's talk about TNT, defending champs, of course, with their import Mackenzie Moore. Your thoughts on this team?
Well, Mackenzie Moore, he already played before with some of the TNT players. He played with Mikey Williams and Gab Banal, the new player of TNT, who led the league, by the way, in three-point field goal percentage last conference. But when you talk about that, Mackenzie Moore playing with the other guys, he's familiar with his team. He's at home, I think, with TNT, with all the players here. But, he's also a three-level scorer. He can bring the ball down. He can put the ball down the floor at 6'6". He can shoot the mid-range jumper. He can also shoot from the outside. So I think Mackenzie Moore also plays great defense as an import.
You look at the TNT Tropang Giga, and we all said that maybe one of the reasons why that they actually made it all the way to the championship was not just Mikey Williams, but then Coach Chot coming over and really freshening up that team in terms of the way that they play. Do you think that maybe, the surprise factor is gone? The teams now know how to play. Will it be even tougher for TNT now to make it all the way to the finals and have another championship under their belt?
Well, with the way that TNT plays offense, it's really hard to, try to scout them because they're really free-flowing, 5 out, sometimes 4 out, 1 in when they play offense. So it's really more freewheeling for all the players. They have the freedom to create for themselves or also for the others. But, talk about Mikey Williams. He's a game changer as well for TNT. He has the ability to set up his teammates, especially with, Mackenzie Moore, Gab Banal, who can spot up from the outside. I think TNT is going to be a team to beat also, even, defending champs this year.
Absolutely. You look at the three teams that you mentioned here. You have Ginebra, you have Northport, and then you have TNT. But then when you look at the fact that the imports are coming on over here and how they make certain teams better, you have to feel that maybe Justin Brownlee will have a lot of expectations. But then do you feel that the whole import dynamic will also be something that you have to be concerned about with TNT? Like, do you think it might disrupt their flow? Do you think that it might affect how they do play against a team like Ginebra right now, who will be boosted by the arrival of a Brownlee?
Yes, I think so. It will always be different, when you play all Filipino and when you play with imports. a lot of teams, even TNT for sure, will play around Mackenzie Moore. Other teams will play around their imports because they're here for a reason. They want them to dominate inside the court. But I think Mikey Williams, he has the experience abroad, in the G League as well. So I don't think it's gonna be only a little adjustment for him since it's all locals in the last conference.